So the sessions that have resonated with me at CSW 69, especially I attended one of the high-level event with Africa Union in the role of reparations in advancing girls' and women's rights, and I found that conversation very important. And I felt like as women's rights movement, we also need to position ourselves to say, as the continent is demanding for reparations from the global north, we also need to be ready to position ourselves and to demand for equality or for equal distribution of those resources when they land on the continent. So I think as women's movement, we need to position ourselves strategically. And I've also enjoyed networking with fellow feminist groups, feminist women's organizations, fellow feminists themselves, sharing information, learning new things that are going on. For example, the issue of repression, a key issue that's burning on the continent, and its nexus to climate environment, really. So those are some of the things that have been remarkable, and also just the opportunity to also expand our networks as far as fundraising is concerned, as far as learning is concerned. And then the CSW is very vital. First of all, as it is the measure of the development or the progress in advancing women and girls' rights, but also as a place where states and CSOs come together and recommit themselves. And Commission on the Status of Women 69 is especially important as we look at the Beijing plus 30 to say what have we achieved. And I think countries like mine, Zimbabwe, has achieved so much, and of course in as far as much has been achieved, for example, we've got one of the greatest constitutions as far as gender advancement or equality is concerned, but what remains is full implementation. So I think there's been great achievement, and there remains a lot of need for implementation. That goes for many African countries. So I think it's been great reflecting on those, and also just celebrating AWDF's 25th anniversary. From the bottom of my heart, I feel like feminist organizations or funders like AWDF are critical. They've enabled us to be here. They've enabled us from the global south, especially from Africa, to be part of Beijing plus 30, to have a voice, to bring our young women to actually air out our concerns and to celebrate and to take stock. So I think site funding is critical, especially at a time like this where a lot of global north governments are withdrawing on funding. I think we need women's organizations, women's funders to be well funded right now, because there's been a pushback on women's rights and girls' rights. So I think it is critical at a time like this to fund the movement so that women's civic space does not continue shrinking. So I think there's an urgency to do that. And the role of feminist funding right now is actually to push back, first of all, to defend the gains that has been achieved to date, even as we are looking Beijing 30 plus, but also to then advance the things that remain. We are talking about the gaps that remain. We need to fund the feminist movement. We need